Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. Still trying to find out why this show is number one. I really am. Um, let's get into the whole Abby and Phyllis. No, Philip. Joy, there's another Philip that I gotta sit there and remember. Um, and Davon, because eventually he does come over there. Because they're always sitting there worried about baby Dominic, and you know he's not feeling well. So they always sit there and worry. And the one thing that they do is something that everyone at some point has probably done, and it's a huge mistake because they don't know what's going on with the child, and they're waiting to sit there and get some sort of diagnosis. But before they wind up doing that, they wind up going online, trying to search up different reasons of why he's sleeping so much, why he doesn't sound the same when he's crying and stuff like that. And it's just here's the thing, it's a bad idea. Something that everyone's done. I've done it, but it makes the situation a lot worse because unless you're an actual doctor, you wind up looking for stuff that person, that child may not even have, and it just makes the situation from a mental standpoint a lot worse. Um, and although I understand all the different reasons of why people do that, it is still just a bad idea in the long run. And there is one point where I guess Davon was literally trying to calm Abby down, and like Abby snaps at him. Snitcher saying that, don't try to calm me down and say that I'm being irrational. And I'm just like, I'm trying to give her a bit of slack because I get that her son, isn't feeling well and she's worried and everything like that, and she's probably not sleeping. But I'm like, when you start snapping at people for just generally trying to help, you have three people in the room that's already worried as it is, you're not helping, you're not making the situation a lot better. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I was part of that kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna be honest. Part of that did kind of piss me off, but part of it was like trying to cut us some slack, but it was yeah. It's kind of a tough one. Long story short, they find out that they do get a call from the doctor and find out that his red blood um red blood cell count or whatever is low. So they're gonna sit there and bring him back to the hospital to do more tests, and yeah, it's not good. It is not good. I'm not gonna lie, my heart kind of sunk when I heard that. Now here's where this show. I'm gonna be honest. As I'm committed to watching this show, but there's just scenes. There's so many scenes where it just goes little to nowhere. Like, I guess Billy overslept or whatever. Like he wasn't getting a lot of sleep. He went to, I guess some sort of fancy diner or like deli or something. Not deli, but some sort of place where they go get coffee and food and stuff like that. And runs up running into his brother Jack, which I didn't even know they were brothers. Um, and Amanda, and they're sitting there worried about, they're worried about Billy. Took me a second. Worried about Billy because he's not sleeping enough, and they're sitting there wondering why, like, what is bringing on this insomnia? And they think it's job related. Either the fact that he lost his job and now he's working practically for his wife or his girlfriend. I don't know if they're married or not. But the fact of the matter is, he's used to being in charge, and now he's not in charge anymore. And so isn't it thinking that it may have something to do with it, like as far as why he's not sleeping, and he snaps at Jack, and then he apologizes, and then they talk about Phyllis, and it doesn't really go anywhere because eventually Billy leaves, and then some other woman comes in. No, Amanda was still sitting there talking about Phyllis, which didn't go anywhere. And then some other woman, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't even sit there and get like I don't even know her name, and I can even find it on um like their official website, unless like they took a different picture or a different lighting. I just couldn't find her name. But long story short, you got two people that's not there talking about Phyllis with Jack, and how he's dealing with it and what he's going to sit there and do. I guess if he's going to shoot a shot, or if he's just going to be like, like not doing anything. But they're worried about it. And Jack is just like, listen, we'll see what happens when she gets back. Yes, I want romance, I want love and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna sit there and chase. If it happens, it happens. If it's not, then you know what? Have a great life, and I'm cool with that. And I'm still just looking at that scene, and I realized that both of those, like both when Abby and Billy and that other woman that I don't know her name was not there talking to him. I only felt like I felt like all three of them was just like in a lot of ways he was kind of putting up a front, you know. And it's I don't want to sit there and say like he's I don't know what to think. I don't honestly tell you the truth. I don't know what to think of the situation because I don't know those two characters as far as like their chemistry or their ups and downs and the turbulence or whatever. Like I can't sit there and judge if we should sit there and shoot a shot or like if we should just be like whatever. And honestly, tell you the truth, I must have missed a lot because the last time I was watching the show, I could have swore she was with Nick. Like I thought they were a thing, unless they're not a thing. Listen, the last time I actually watched this show was when Victoria decided to um practically kick her brother out of the wedding because he was not there trying to look out for her. So either a lot of stuff has changed between that time and now, or has been changed, and I still do not know the dynamic of the show, or as far as like some of those characters. Now, before Davon left, Davon and Lily was not there talking, and she was not there thinking about them joining companies or whatever to start some new project, but she didn't get around to sit there and telling him that before he got a call from, I guess, Abby. Again, I am still learning their names, so if I screw up their names, I apologize, but I will eventually get it right. Um, but he didn't get a chance to sit there. She didn't get a chance to sit there and talk to him and tell him what it was before he kind of had to run out the door to see what Abby was going on with the baby and stuff like that. But eventually, um, this is after she got back home and Billy was there. Apparently, they can't work at the office; so they have to work from home. And Billy's not there telling Billy and Lily, "Wow, really? Huh. I guess that's I guess that's better than Spinelli and Ellie." Anyway, no, Billy Smith did talk about insomnia. Okay, I'm clearly not saying this name right, but the fact that he's not really sleeping, he's not getting a lot of sleep. Apparently, he's also waking her up, and it's just a lot of unrest that's going on with him. So she thinks that it's because you know apparently they're working together, and he doesn't really have like he has a job title, but it's very vague, or he doesn't really have a sense of direction of what to do. And long story short, um, Lily wants to do a podcast with her brother, as far as like honoring their dad. So he thinks it's a great idea, and one thing leads to the next, and then they have sex. Cause why not? But you know what? I will sit there and say I'm so glad that they have like skipped some of these sex scenes because it's first of all I used to always just fast forward past them because they were just so dumb and like they were so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. Here's the thing: we're all adults, okay? We know exactly what happens when a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman, and a man or a man and a man, whoever. starts to kiss and whatever. We don't need to see all the foreplay and all this silliness that they do. Um, it's just unnecessary. I've always felt like sex scenes and like even movies sometimes to be unnecessary. Like I feel like there's a time and a place for it. Don't get me wrong. Clearly, love a good sex scene, but I just don't always think that they're really necessary. So I'm glad they skipped past that, and yeah. Okay, there's something else I gotta sit there and talk about. Now I know one of the characters is named Sharon, and I was sitting there looking online, and I can't tell if his name is Brad or if his name is Ray. I really couldn't tell. Like literally, I went on like Wikipedia, and 1 minute his name was Ray, and then I went on the actual official thing, and it said his name was no, his name was Ray on the official CBS website, but on like the Wikipedia or just even when you type up Google, you type up like characters and stuff like that, his name comes up as Brad. So at this point, I have no idea what this guy's name is. Um, to be honest, this was another scene that was completely unnecessary. I mean, all they did was talk about, I guess Philip actually, yeah, Philip. This is going to take some time to get used to. Um, Philip coming back onto the force, and I guess it's going to be his first day back. So, they're just spending time, they're hanging out together, and then he winds up getting a call or a text, and they're saying that he can't make it. And I think that's about it, more or less. Also, they didn't want to sit there and bring in Mariah because they wanted, to find, I think Sharon, Jesus Christ. Again, it's going to take me some time. Sharon was sent there asking that guy that I still don't know his name is, should they loop in Mariah, as far as, what's going on with Dominic. But, I think his name or whoever this guy's name is was like, listen, let's just clue her in when they get a diagnosis because it's going to make her worry about something that she doesn't even know what it is yet. I, Here's the thing: I will get better at as far as doing. I was going to sit there and say I'm going to get better as far as doing this reviews on this particular soap opera, but this soap opera, like I feel like they all move at a different pace. This one moves, I don't know if at a slower pace. Here's the thing: last two episodes, including yesterday, were they weren't just bad. It's like nothing really happened. And was when I originally started watching the show, there was stuff that was actually going on. There was a lot of stuff with Ashlyn and Victoria and Billy and stuff like that, trying to get that guy named Jesse Gaines to like spill the beans on Ashlyn and kind of like blow up his life or whatever. But it was stuff that was going on. And in this episode, the only thing that really happened, or the only thing that seemed like it was the most interesting stuff, was about baby Dominic and his condition. Sharon and whoever that guy's name is didn't really do too much of anything. Um, I guess we know why Billy is so restless. Asking Jack about what he's going to do with Phyllis didn't seem like it really gave us any answers because he was kind of just like, well, just see what happens when it happens. So you're not sitting there saying, are you going to shoot your shot or you're not going to shoot your shot? You just had like three people ask him, what are you going to do about the Phyllis situation? And he's just vague as hell. Um, I feel like I'm missing something too. And I love how when Amanda did come to the table of Jack, I didn't even know who she was. I had to sit there and put some woman and then pause it and then try to go to Wikipedia or their official website, sit there and get their name because for some odd reason they don't feel like they did actually say her name, but not when she first sat down. For some odd reason, it's like some of these soap operas do not feel like it's necessary to either say their name or at some point they say their name. Um, like either in the beginning, the middle, the end. I had no idea who Jack was sitting next to. Okay, I literally did not sit there and say her name. I'm looking around. I couldn't find it. I had to sit there and put some woman. And to be honest, the conversation wasn't even really that interesting. So halfway through, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I know these episodes are going to get better, and I'm going to get to learn their names. So I want to thank everyone for their patience. My goodness, these it's going to get better. I have to believe it's going to get better because this show, according to people and online, that this show is number one, and I'm going to get to the bottom of why this show is number one. And so, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank everyone for watching. I know this review seemed like, well, if I want to sit there and say review seemed like it was half-assed, it was just like that's literally what I had to work with, and the pacing of the show is definitely going to take some time to get used to. Um, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.